Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero Show. Where as an acronym, it means helping everyone reaps optimism. Helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, helping others helps you. I'm your host, Seiki Wrights. I am a author and a motivational speaker. All right, and let's see what I want to. Well, let's see what I want to talk about. We'll talk about the fact that the New Thought Media Network has spread their wings of love and let me become the only show that I know from a man recovering from a stroke. So there may be others, but I'm the only one I've heard of. All right, so listen, that's it. That's it for the intro. I gotta tell you, it is cold. It is cold. It's 51 degrees outside. I was like, what is going on? 51 degrees in Florida. In Florida. I don't know what's going on with the weather. I don't know what's going on with the weather. And I'm sure it's going to be like bright and sunshiny. Well, it's already bright and sunshiny, but I'm sure it's going to be warm by midday. What is it? 9:40, 9:47? Yeah, it's going to be warm soon. Anyway, I'm out here. Out here with you guys doing the show. Okay, so let's see. Good morning from snowy. It's snowing. Oh, I will immediately stop complaining. I will immediately stop complaining. I'm grateful for this for the sun, and the fact it's going to warm up later today. All right. Good morning from the mountains of Colorado. The mountains. Oh, Linda, I hope you caught my show yesterday because I was shouting you out yesterday about the AT&T stop. Just letting you know. All right. So speaking of which, let me get on to what's happening today because I want to get into it. I want to get into it. So here we go. Here's our dice. Let's get our dice roll challenge going and let's go. Okay, let me find a place to drop it. 3. The number is 3. So that number, if you've seen the show for the first time, that number is to take the money from where you would typically leave it, your checking account or savings account, and move it to a place where you can save it somewhere. Like you can save it and really let it build and build and build and build. And then you'll already have money to save. You have money to invest because the number one reason that people give for not investing is they don't have money or time to invest. So mainly it's not having enough to invest. And what I've taught myself and what I hope you're learning is that if you just set aside a little bit of money, set aside a little bit of money, that money will grow. Money will grow and it will be available to invest. To invest. Speaking of which, I think I got to get to it. I think I got to get right to it. So let's talk about IBM stock. IBM stock. So in case you missed the full story, let me run the story back. I was home recently in Nashville with my mom. My mom reminded me of this story, and oops, sorry. And the story is that my my grandmother gave us stock. Me, my mom, my aunt gave us all stock. And what I did was, I still remember it today. I sold that stock and I took the money and I used the money to to build an album. To build an album, yeah, like 3 or 4 songs or something. but I created an album. And what I've been wondering recently is what would have happened to the stock if I kept it, if I kept that money as a stock. So here we go. I did the math this morning. I, I, I represented the year, approximately the amount of the stock, approximately at that point, and then how much is gained. Are you ready? So I did it on the low end of $4,000 because I said my stake was about $4,000 or $5,000, right? From my grandmother's IBM stake, right? Now, if I multiply that by the number of shares by the current price, I would have $53,600. My $4,000 would now be worth $53,600, right? And I think I'm doing it on the low end. I think I'm doing it on the low end. I think. Well, let me not say. Well, I'm saying that. Oh, let me finish my thought. I think I'm estimating low. And I tell you, I'd have $53,000 set aside. I think I would, but regardless, I would have at least $53,000. $53,000. Now, I I chose to take that money and invest it in an album, which clearly did not do anything, right? But what about if I just saved that money? Save that money, I'd have $53,000 available to me right now. Round it down, $50,000, right? So think about the. Well, I was about to say about the difference in how I feel now versus then, but you know what? I probably would have made the same decision because I was so willful. I was so willful then. I wanted to make my album and and turn my album into millions of dollars. But if I had known that someone had said to me, listen, this stock is going to grow. It won't be specifically $50,000, but it will grow. It will grow. Do you want to keep it as a stock, or do you want to save it, or do you want to take the money out and make an album? I gotta admit, I probably still wouldn't have made an album. Probably still would have made an album, but just knowing that $50,000, I'd have $50,000 now, gives me a greater sense of trepidation because I would know that the stock would do well, and I still think I'm estimating low. I still think I'm estimating low, but $53,000 and man, what would I be doing with that money right now? I mean, so my point is, I mean, there's lots of points, but my point is, $50,000. I could bank off oh, I didn't. Yes, I did not calculate the dividends. Did not calculate the dividends, so that would make it even more. So regardless, $50,000. $50,000. I could easily pick on the $50,000, the dividends, and use the dividends to pay for the album, and meanwhile keeping the big chunk secure. Yeah, if I had known. If I had known. So I'm just here to tell you guys that I am part of the educated, or the person who is trying to become educated. And as I'm trying to become educated, I'm trying to educate you as well, because I could have had $50,000 right now, right here, right now, right? And it's easy when you think about. Well, no, not easy, not easy. It becomes a little bit. I don't know. This it just becomes more real, more real. Now, let me be frank. I would not have been able to tell that my stock would become worth $50,000, but I would have been able to tell that my stock will increase in value. It will increase in value, and I would have been able to sit on $50,000 right now, right now. So I just had to, I had to, I had to get that out there, man. I had to get that out there. And Linda, I know, I hope you've done the same thing. I hope you've done the same thing. I hope you have measured how much you got, how much it was worth when you got it, and how much it's worth now. Because just seeing that difference, that will help fuel your fire about keeping the stock and keeping it for time memorial, keeping it ongoing, keeping it for not even your kids or your grandkids to take any of that money out. You leave it to your kids, yeah, with the explicit instructions not to sell, not to sell, or make up some ways that they can't possibly sell because that money is good as gold, good as gold, and mine would have been good as gold too. So Ashe, I did the math. I'm gonna keep doing the math too because I think I want to get exactly what the final amount is. But yeah, that's a big juicy amount, big juicy amount. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma, for trying to get me on the right path. Ashe. Ashe. Okay, so I had to get that off. And let's talk about, let me talk about our reminder. If you only stay poor, wait a minute, if you only spend money, you'll stay poor. If you only save money, you will stay middle class. If you want to get wealthy, if you want to help your money make money while you're sleeping, you have to decide that you want to be wealthy, and you've got to get something like stock able to make you money while you're sleeping. Like, man, I would be making sorry, I'm going back again. I would be making $50,000 overnight without me doing anything. It would have gradually moved itself from $4,000 up to $53,000 just by itself. By itself. Ashe. Ashe. I'm telling you, if you have someone in your family who's willing to give you stock, keep it. Keep it. Ashe. Okay. Anyway. So let's see. I did my dice man. 3 is the number for today. In case you missed it, 3 is the number. And let's get into money. Okay, I think this is going to be a quick one today because I've been reading my book, a book about how to trade penny stocks. Penny stocks again are stocks that are only sold for $5 to $10, so they're very small, and they can be traded with well, I was about to say impunity, but not quite impunity, but it, this well, okay, I'll leave it impunity. But you want to be able to have stock and buy some that's small, right? You want to be able to buy something small, like you don't want to. So BMW, IBM, no, IBM right now, their stock is currently 134. So 134 is a lot of money for one share. Compare that to a average penny stock, which is $5. So that gives you much more wiggle room, right? So anyway, I've been reading his book. I told you we got a lot of stuff, including this book, and I want to read you a couple of things. Okay, so check this out. First one is life-changing success. Trading penny stocks requires commitment, dedication, and discipline. Ashe. It requires commitment, dedication, and discipline. So this is to remind you, this is not a fly by night thing. Like if you want to get it right, if you want to do it right, if you want to trade penny stocks well, you've got to work. You've got to work. And that reminds me of the next quote I want to read. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. On day one, the first month with this course is the most crucial. It's intended to establish all the basic concepts of trading and the mentality behind it. And the mentality behind it. And the mentality behind it. Because as I've learned with investing money, the difference is mindset. The difference is mindset. Because I can't tell you how many times I picked up books that were similar to this. But I just picked them up and looked at them and was like, well, whatever, it's not my thing. But they are my thing. It's just that you have to have the right mindset. And once you have the right mindset, you can do all things. You can do all things. Right? So it goes on to talk about the differences in stock and what's covered via the previous portions of stock. Yeah. So I think that might be it. I mean, really, I was really floored by the 53,000. It really took me out. I did that, and I was like, oh man. I started sitting here thinking about what I would do with that money right now. Yeah. So that's it for money right now. Ashe. Hero News. Hero News. Quick hero news today that I mentioned this yesterday, but I wanted to get it a little more concise today. So, oh wait a minute. Oh wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, let me try to read this. Try to read this from Linda. Okay. An early employer of mine provided a pension plan. After 6 years working there, they decided to stop contributing to the plan. I had 6,000 in it. I left it invested and growing. 23 years later, when I retired, they counted 32,000. Oh, come on, Linda, you are killing it. You are killing it. And that's not even the AT&T. That's not even the AT&T. You're killing it, Linda. You're killing it. So I hope you realize how killing it you are. I really hope you realize this because you are doing it. You are doing it. And I hope everyone else is paying attention to what Linda's doing. Just hold on. Hold on. Because what could I have done? How many albums could I have made with $50,000? Come on now. Anyway, let me not get on that street again. I shop. What is she doing? What she's doing is she is holding on to her stock. She's holding on to her pension. She's holding on to her stock. That's the best way to put it. Like if you're a person like me that does not have a job, does not have a job where you're able to take care of a pension plan, you've got to just buy the stock straight out. But the thing about that is you learn faster if you study. If you study how to buy stocks, like you learn about FANG, you learn about the S&P 500, you learn about all the things that you would learn. You learn it more actively because you've got to learn how to do it. That's the best way I can put it. You got to learn how to do it yourself. Yeah, holding on to her stock. Yeah, hold on to her stock. All right. Okay. So, what was I saying now? Oh wait. I heard yesterday the Silicon Valley Bank. Okay, I'm trying to read this. I heard yesterday Silicon Valley Bank that Wonder Woman will not pay those money invested. Okay, so I think you're talking about what my parents were talking about over dinner last night. If so, what I heard just from them, just from them, I didn't hear any of it myself, was that there was a man who, a very wealthy investor, who took out his money. Because he took out his money, other people tried to take their money out, right? And just really briefly, I'm just going to say that this happens in stock too, because when one big whale moves their money, we're like, oh no, maybe the God bless, God bless, God bless. Yeah. So when the well, shoot, I forgot my train of thought now. The fire hydrant took me off. So when the big guns take their money out, they make us feel like, well, maybe we should take our money out. But what we've discovered together, you and I, is that, like, that's not necessarily what we should do. But because smart money has multiple layers. Smart money may do something here that affects, like some of them may do that on purpose to drive the bank rolls low. Like you can't base your decision on what smart money does. What you can do is recognize that money will go low. Uh, what's it? I was trying to think of a quote. Hmm, I can't quite remember the quote, but it's like, be hurried when others are being lazy. I wish I could remember it, but basically, do the opposite that everyone else is doing. That's what you need to do. You need to do the opposite that everyone else is doing, because that's where you'll find the riches. That's the bottom line. Like, if everyone else is taking their money out, you need to be putting your money in. If everyone else is taking their money out, you need to be putting your money in. Like, you need to be doing the opposite. And so that has been mind blowing to me. It's been mind blowing to me, and mind blowing even still to see how it works. See how it works, because I've looked at these different charts, and I've seen it work. It's work, but you have to trust. You can't trust until you believe. You can't believe until you own it. Until you own, like, the dice money challenge. You got to own something. You got to own something. You got to have an investment in it to be able to see how it works. All right. Okay. All right. Uh, I'm dropping not life changing knowledge. All right. I appreciate that. And good morning. Good morning. All right. Well, I think that's it. Oh, I was doing my hero news. Hero news. So I just want to encourage everyone to please, please, please spread the news about my fund. My fund that was created by Fee King. Shout out to Fee King for creating this fund, because I need the fund. I need the fund to be fully funded very quickly now, because my my rent is due, and I need to apply my back rent very quickly. And I haven't been able to work because of my condition post 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 incident. Post incident, I haven't been able to work. So I really need some money. I need some money, and I have every faith that it will be given to me completely. And I'm participating in Reverend Melissa's instantaneous. I forget the name of it, but I'm starting. I'm going to start today. I'm going to start today, and I'm going to I'm gonna play with it today so that I can participate. But please remember that my 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 fund my fund is available on all my various things, all my interactions. You can go to sacredrights.com. Is the easiest. Where is that? Where is that? Where's that? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can just go to sacredrights.com. You can go to any of my social media things and you'll see that people are giving to this fund and helping me dig my way out, dig my way out. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And please spread the word. Please give as much as you can. Ashe. And all right. So I think that's it. I was about to say, do I have enough time for a story? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because then I'll get all caught up in the story and won't have enough time. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting me in my effort to make make moves as a person who has had a stroke. Make moves. All right. And I'll be talking to you again tomorrow from Florida. From Florida. All right. Take care, and I will see you mañana. Later.